Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of Disney Pins Night Live. Tonight, my special guest is going to be Brittany and Liz over at WaltLifeSaltLife. We're going to have them talk about their channel, and we're also going to be talking about how to get started with pins. And without further ado, let's bring Brittany and Liz in.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
So if you don't know, I'm Liz,
I'm Brittany.
and we are WaltLifeSaltLife. We've been on YouTube for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of Disney stuff. We used to live in Florida, but now we live in Oregon, and we're still trying to do the Disney game.
Yeah.
We started pin trading, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago as well. It's kind of
I know, I think it was like 3 years.
maybe three.
We've been doing it for a decent amount of time. So.
Yeah, and we've collected a lot. We did.
Yeah, quite a bit. It's bittersweet.
Yeah,
sure.
It is, especially not being in the parks now, especially with them opening today.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of sad not being there.
I know. And so your channel, how long ago have you had your channel? Was it like always meant to be about Disney? So how did you start with YouTube?
Yeah, I wanted to honestly do it even before I met her. But then I just we moved to Florida and I was like, we need to make this a thing. I want to show people. I have family in Illinois where we're originally from. So I was like, I want to show them what we're doing. And it kind of just grew into oh, hey, we kind of know some things because we're learning some things. So maybe we should pass the knowledge on and kind of just, teach people Disney, because there's definitely a science to going on vacation there and pin trading. There's just, there's a method how to do stuff to have a successful.
Yeah, it definitely started as a channel where we can give tips and tricks to Disney and how to make the most of your vacation. And then it just evolved into vlogging and all the different festivals that are going on. And then the pin trading started and mystery boxes. So first started off as a tips and trick channel, but kind of grew from there.
Okay, so how long have you been collecting pins?
I think
2.5, 3 years.
I was gonna say 4. Because
really?
I can't remember.
It was when we first became, because that's kind of how it started. We became annual pass holders, and we're like, oh, there's this, people are doing this thing called pin trading.
Had no idea what it was. We really went in blind, and then we got hooked, like a lot of people do once you start pin trading.
Way too hooked. Way too hooked.
Oh yeah, I know. I know totally what you mean. I've been doing it since 2015, and it's one of those things. Once you start, it's like you get hooked.
Yes,
tremendously. It's bad. It's really bad. Really bad. Where we've even I've started this new weight loss journey, and Liz has even been if you hit X amount of pounds or whatever, I'll let you get whatever. I'm like, okay. It's so pathetic.
Pin motivation.
For real.
That is awesome. And do you have a main collection? Both of you collect pins, or is it just you, Brittany?
No, we both do.
Yeah. Okay.
Collections.
Yeah, we do have I'd say over half of them, they are shared, but we do she has her little movies that she likes, or certain characters that she likes, and I'm more into I'm the spooky weirdo of the relationship, so I love Haunted Mansion, Nightmare Before Christmas, Frankenweenie, all that kind of stuff, and she's more.
I'm Mickey, yeah, definitely any kind of Mickey pins, and Hercules and probably Toy Story are my 3 top collections. But we're kind of really random. If we see a pin that is rare from a very obscure movie, we have to have it.
Have to. The more obscure the characters too, the better. I like the random characters that were in it for 5 seconds. I love that. We always talk about Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack and Sally are the bee's knees. You know what I mean? But I love the werewolf man, all these other odd characters that just aren't loved as much. So
Yeah, I feel like another character you don't see a lot of is like Frank and Weenie. Like it's one of those that it's like along the same lines as Nightmare Before Christmas, but maybe a little more like obscure because you don't really see
yeah,
much
for
of
sure,
that.
for sure.
For sure. For the longest, I didn't even know that was Disney.
We actually you watched it the other
Yeah.
day. I love it. That's actually a movie I don't have a pin of that I'm like really wanting to get.
We're looking. We're looking.
Oh, that's awesome. I see we have a lot of people on the chat. Thank you so much. I have the Pumpkin Queens are here, the Siskateers, Surfer Girl 326, Cherie. We have Candy Mom, D made it. All that pink Disney magic is here. We have here the Barbarian Collectibles. We have the Jody and Laura Live. They made it as well. Siskateers. I saw also Lori French is here. And I saw that Park Pioneer made it too, just like they did. They are here in the UK. I know that Joe was saying earlier, like, I'm gonna try to stay awake. And I'm like, I feel so bad. It's like 1 in the morning for you. So
Right.
Joe, Andy, yeah, thank you so much for being here. Now I know that you and It's Always Sunny just created a pin tag.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that pin tag, which I love, by the way.
Well, we like just kind of, I don't know, we were just talking about summer pin tags, and I know there's been a couple out there before, but we just wanted to do something super different. Right. So if you haven't seen it yet, we have a little bit of weird.
They're not your traditional summer questions.
And it worked. I'm extra. I'm always extra. So, of course, my prompts have to be extra. First of all, the prompts are like a whole sentence long. And then there's like 3 different options to it. So,
yeah, we wanted to make it where we knew our prompts were kind of out there. So we wanted to make it where everyone can show a pin that represents that prompt.
Like we were saying, my friend Megan, or the Pumpkin Queens OIC, is in here. That's my home girl. And we always joke because her main collection is pretty much all Nightmare Before Christmas. And I tagged her out and we said, like, you don't just have to have these frilly little bright color sunshine pins to do this tag. And that's kind of what we wanted to make sure everyone, because I feel like sometimes it's like, oh, it's great, but I have such a specific collection that I just can't do it. And so we really wanted to make sure this tag was for everyone, so everyone had an opportunity. So if you come across it and we didn't tag you, absolutely feel free to do it, because I'm really proud of it. I think we did a good job.
I think it was awesome. Yeah, and working with It's Always Sunny was really fun, and we just had a great time coming up with all the prompts and going back and forth. It took a bit, but we got it there, and we're really happy how it turned out.
It was awesome. I had a lot of fun when I did my video, and it made me really think, about the actual characters themselves. In other words, there's one prompt that was asking about, like, who do you think would probably be in summer school? And I'm thinking, at first I thought Goofy, and then I was like, no, it's got to be Dory.
Yes.
That's awesome. I didn't even think of that one.
It's so awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's awesome how there's so much room for interpretation for everyone.
That's why I love watching tags, because you have no idea what other people will come up with, because you have your one thought and then someone else just kind of has something totally different. You're like, oh my gosh, yes.
For sure.
Definitely. Who did you pick for summer school? Because I forget. I think that Brandon and Heidi picked Barley from Onward.
Yeah.
Who did you pick? I forget.
I picked Pain and Panic.
And I picked Peter Pan. And I mean, we both kind of went the troublemaker route in a way.
But it's so hard, especially when you have so many pins like we do. It's like, well, I could go this route or I could go this route. And I always love really thinking outside the box. And I love trying to show a pin that I've never shown before, or get a character that typically doesn't get much love. So I'm really weird with my answers sometimes, I think.
But they make sense.
I try to make sense. Sometimes I have to justify it, but
Yeah, well, the pin tag was great. There was this one prompt where, as I was reading it, it said, to sing it to the tune of, am I singing?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Extra. So as I'm starting reading it, I'm like singing it, and then MOUSE, and I'm like, hold on, it does not say to do this, but then I am like singing it.
Keep going. Hey, I had to stop myself too. Like, just read the prompt or sing the prompt. Don't keep going.
Yeah. So you guys totally got me singing on the video. So I sang that prompt. I ended up singing Carousel of Progress on the video.
So you got a whole musical.
Yeah, so it was definitely super fun. So, I'm really happy you guys did this and that I was tagged to do that. So, I hope that everybody keeps on doing this tag because I think it's really awesome to kind of kick off the summer. But, so I kind of want to pick your brain. Let's talk about, since we're talking about pins, let's talk about how people can get started with pins because I have friends that are more into Funko Pops. I have friends that are more into comics. Some are starting with pins, but are still kind of like learning their ways. So I figure we can kind of talk about, how to get started with pins since you've been doing it for, at least a few years. You both have your own collection. So I kind of figure we can kind of exchange some points. So I wrote 5 tips down, and then I kind of want to see what you guys got. So. I'll let you go first, and then I'll share my first tip. So what would you say is the first thing you would say to someone that wants to start with pins?
Well, I think for me, something I struggled with right away is I felt like I had to get everything. Right?
Yeah, we were like, oh, look at this mystery pack. Oh, look at this open edition pin. We like this one. We like this one. And there was no rhyme or reason to where we first started.
Yeah.
So I think we can help out here.
Well, so what I was going to say is like, go slow, but also kind of my thing, and I still kind of stand by with what I'm doing, although it's very crazy and expensive. I want to collect like a pin of everything and from every movie, which is that's a bit crazy. So I think to start out with, I would like narrow down a collection or a character, a movie, whatever. Narrow down. I mean, I've even heard like my friend Rochelle over at the Dante's has a collection just on characters wearing glasses, which I think is amazing. But so like narrow down on whatever it is you want to do and kind of focus on that and don't worry so much about, collecting every single mystery pack or whatever. That's kind of what I was doing. And it's very overwhelming. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overspend, which we all do anyways, but don't overspend. So I think just go slow and kind of figure out what it exactly is that you want to start developing and growing.
Right.
And then you can move on to another collection or whatever.
Slow and steady, definitely, instead of kind of buying everything at once and having a surplus of pins and not knowing what to do with them right away. For sure.
I agree. It's funny because that was also my first tip. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and I wrote to focus on something to collect because I had exactly the same problem, which I feel like it's the same problem that everybody or most people have when they first start because everything is so cool and shiny and there's so many possibilities. So you just want to get everything. So I agree. Yeah, that's also my first step, just to kind of focus on something, whether you want to collect a specific character or a specific movie or even just like an attraction. Definitely that's the best way because also I feel like you can also get, overwhelmed because there's so many things to get. And
there's so many different collections that you can start off with. So yeah, you definitely need to have that focus.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What would you say is like a second tip that you would, kind of tell someone besides focusing on one collection or a couple of things to collect? What else would you say would be like another good tip if you're looking to get started?
Okay. Well, the first thing that we kind of came to know is that searching eBay for your kind of starter packs is one of the cheaper ways to go.
Not pin lots though.
Not pin lots. If you want to stick to authentic pins, those pin lots where you get 100 for like $20, they're mostly fake and scrappers, and you don't want to start that way because in the pin community you can get a bad rep. But starting out with booster packs or mystery packs, you can get some for $10, where in the parks they're about $30. And you don't even need to get a collection that you're starting. Say we're not really into Star Wars, so we can find cheap Star Wars pins that we can buy on eBay, and those can be our traders. So you want to start out with a couple traders before you go into the parks so you can start your collections.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's kind of also where I was going to. My number two was to get like either like a booster pack. It's a good idea whether you get them off like eBay or whether you get them from like Shop Disney, because the
Mhm.
booster pack, I feel like you can get the most pins for less if you're gonna get a booster pack. But yeah, it's a good thing to try to get us booster pack or some open edition pins, which tend to be on the cheaper side compared to limited edition pins. I feel like once you get into limited edition pins, you're kind of going into like a whole different,
Yeah,
league.
yeah, for sure. And like one thing too, I just want to add is like same like all booster packs aren't the same either. Like we've seen some where a booster pack could be 4 pins, and then we've seen another one where it's like 7 pins, and
Yeah.
the same price. So you just really want to make sure you're looking and not just be like, okay, I'm just gonna go with this one. Like really look, because we made the mistake. We were buying hidden Mickeys for a long time at the beginning. We're like, oh, they're what, $12
Yeah,
or something.
2 for 10 at the time,
Or
and
yeah,
now they went up to 12. So we were thinking $5 a pin isn't too bad when one open edition can range anywhere from 10 to 15.
Mhm.
So that's where we started out, but then we realized the booster packs are actually cheaper in the long run. So
Mhm.
unless you are looking for hidden Mickeys that come out, we kind of say to stay away from those.
Yeah. And like you said, the booster packs can come anywhere. We could have 4 pins, 5 pins, 7 pins. I think I've seen maybe even 8 pins. So what I would do is that I would be like, okay, is it $30, $35? Let me divide this and see how how much is it going to be per pin, and that's how I would go ahead and get my booster pack, so that in the end I could just end up trading for the pins that I actually want to get. Which kind of brings me to kind of like a little side, you know part, I guess. So, did you guys trade with cast members right away? As soon as you get started, or did you like first trade with like another guest at the park?
Oh no.
No, I don't think we've really traded with guests most often. We really kind of focused toward maybe a few, but definitely cast members is where we started in trading. I remember our first trade, or one of our first trades, was at Hollywood Studios, and they had a Woody hat, and it was like my very first Toy Story pin. And I was just like, I need to have that, and that was like the first pin I ever traded with a cast member, and like I will always cherish that pin. And it was just a great way to start, and I feel like the cast members love when you interact with them and talk with them. And so I mean, I highly recommend trading with the cast members. You don't need to be afraid to approach them. They
Which
love
I
it
was
too.
at first. Can't be afraid. It's like they know they're wearing pins, so they know that people are gonna approach them. I'm just like, hey, see pins, please. They're like, yeah, it's not a big deal. But I don't get so nervous at first. How many times I've been like, go ask them, go
look at their pins,
because I get so scared. But it's like, since so many of them are so cool, and how many times have we gone to and we've literally just stood there for like 15 minutes
just talking and having
to them.
conversations with cast members, and it's actually really fun.
It's really fun, yeah. And sometimes you learn new things. And I mean, we've actually, remember we pin traded one time with a cast member. We made a pin trade, and then we were wearing our anniversary buttons, and he like gave us some Disney magic, and it was this really cool Tower of Terror pin just for free. So it's like,
awesome.
It was so amazing. So it was just, you get to know the cast members, and sometimes magic
it's
happens.
really fun, yeah. And I mean, the one thing with cast members is if you are going to trade with them, and you really need to kind of brush up on your Disney trivia, because they do the blind trades where they hide their pins and you can't see them, and they'll show them to you if you answer a trivia question. So we were able to brush up on our Disney trivia and kind of stump some of them too. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm not that good at Disney trivia, which is terrible. I need to get better at it because, unless it's like a really basic question, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to get this pin because I don't think I'm going to answer right.
I know, some of them get so
like,
serious.
Name 5 villains, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how many villains are there? Are there even 5? And freeze up because you just get nervous. But it's really fun. They make it fun for you, and it's something exciting when we go. We're super excited to start trading right away.
Oh yeah, but I think what you said is normal too, because when I first started, I was also like a little nervous to like approach them, and I felt like the weirdo that kept on like staring at the cast member, and I'm like, well, I know that they know they're carrying pins, that's why I'm like looking, and I felt like so weird because I'm just like kept on like looking at them, and I'm like, all right, I mean, okay, here I come. So I started kind of weird. And but one of the things too that I feel like when you first pin trade, like you can ask the cast members how to go about it, but there's like a pin etiquette too, like at the parks, like you're not really supposed to just like start touching all their pins, and you
Right.
get 2 trades per cast member. So it's something that I think that Disney does a really good job when it comes to keeping their cast members, educated on pin trading, and just having them also educate the guests.
Right.
But it's always so fun, and I'm always that. Well, at first I was always that weirdo, just like staring at the cast members, like.
Especially when they have the hip pack ones instead of the lanyard.
What they got?
Yeah.
I know. Especially when they're like
the worst.
Huh?
The ones where they have the pins on their hip instead of on a lanyard. It's like, I'm not looking at your butt, I'm looking at your pins.
I know. And especially when there's like a group of cast members and they're talking amongst themselves, and I feel like I'm just being so rude because I'm like slowly approaching, like jaws, and they're like talking, and they know that I'm coming because they are all wearing lanyards, or they have like their little hip thing, and I'm like, excuse me, may I take a look at your pins? So, but it's always fun.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I say it's always fun. But go ahead.
I just hate, well, I mean, it's fun, but I also hate it when I'll see them have something I want, especially if it's like a hidden Mickey, like the new hidden Mickeys, and like they're so hard to find, and you're like, he's got the whatever, and you just start chasing them down.
Oh yes,
the
you're
street,
running after
like,
them.
wait, sir, you have the Mickey I want. I feel so bad, and I feel like I look stupid, but look, when they got that good pin,
you need to
just
get it.
gotta
You need to jump on
be
it.
a little aggressive with it.
In a nice way.
In a nice way, of course.
Oh, but no, that's true. When the new hidden Mickeys come out, it's definitely like it's on. like I am chasing you.
Yeah.
Like, I need to.
Yes. For
Yes.
sure.
Especially because, unfortunately, I feel like at the parks with cast members, it's likely that you might find a couple of scrappers on their lanyards. And, for someone that might not know what a scrapper is, what would you say a scrapper is?
Basically a
like
I'm like, how do you explain?
It's like the easiest way is a fake pin that is Disney related, but nowadays you can't really kind of differentiate between the authentics and the fakes, because one, technology has gotten so well, and you used to be able to look at the back and look at the waffle print and how it's printed and how it runs off, but nowadays, I mean, it's so hard. And it's just, I mean, our logic is, if it's a pin that you really love, it shouldn't matter. Like, if your heart is set on that pin and you're going to cherish it, it's not about being, real or fake.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, you if you are looking for only authentic pin, you can, I guess the coloration is kind of the biggest one for me.
Yeah. Well, and like something that I say too is like, if there's a specific pin and it's an older pin, I mean, it's hard to do when you're in the parks, of course, but like if you're trading online, do your research on the pin. I always tell people, do your research, look stuff up on Google. I love PinPix, the website PinPix. You can basically type in any pin and it'll show up, and it'll tell you what the back's supposed to look like, what type of color it's supposed to look like.
The serial number on the back, it literally gives you every information about that pin.
It's because so many pins have been so different. So it's like, for a while it was like, anything with like the shiny new waffle back print, that's all authentic.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're coming out with that, and it's just a little off the back, but it's on there, so is it authentic? And then it was like, oh, well, watch for the edge if it's rough or not. But how many times have we bought authentic pins?
You can't tell now. You really can't.
And they're not the greatest quality. I think Disney's control is getting a little off a bit. But it's definitely hard. I think I just saw a comment, and it says from Megan specifically, how to save you from buying scrappers. And I think the biggest thing is just don't buy pin lots on eBay. Don't buy anything. It's like, 50 pins for $5. No.
I mean, your biggest,
it's all scrappers.
That's your biggest pointer right there, is if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is too, is with cast members, you can easily say, can I see that pin before you trade it? Look at it, get a feel of it. If you're thinking it looks real, then trade it. If you're like, it's, doesn't look like it's going to be real, it looks like a scrapper, you can either say, but I love it and I'm going to trade it anyways, because who cares? But then you have to keep in mind, you can't retrade that, or you politely pass, and that's it. And the cast members let you do that.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can't be afraid to say no when you're trading a pin. Like if you're looking at a lanyard and you see one, don't feel obligated to trade it. It's okay to pass and move on to the next cast member, because not everybody has what you want. So you just need to, be polite about it. But they're very understanding if you don't want to trade sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they understand. They understand that they have scrappers sometimes, and unfortunately, they can't say no, and they ended up with scrappers, and they understand. But
I know they do try to stay on top of it. Like if the lanyard gets full, they try to go back and put any Mickeys on or whatever. But I know it definitely gets hard to keep up with it, because unfortunately that's the problem, is people keep saying, well, I'm just going to buy a pin lot because it's easy, it's cheap, and then I have 50 pins to just go trade. And it's like, but that's why this cycle keeps happening. It's because Disney can't clear them out. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, and what you said is true, which is what I do. It's sad to say that I try not to trade too much with cast members now, just because I know that there's like a heavy traffic of scrappers within the parks, because unless the cast member knows 100% that, it's not good. I mean, as long as it has the copyright on the back and it looks pretty good, I mean, they can't really tell you no unless they have like a really solid evidence, like, hey, this is not good. So it's true what you said. You can ask to see a pin up close before trading it. Like, oh, can I see the back? Can I get a close up? And that way you're going to get a feel. I mean, all those things you mentioned, whether it's shining on the back, whether there's a border on the waffle print, things like it feels, because, I feel like scrappers tend to feel a little different than real pins. They tend to feel lighter too.
Right,
so there's so many things you can do. But that is great. You can always talk to a cast member, see it first before doing the trade. And even if you have it in your hand and you're like, you know what, on a pass, you can totally do that. And like you said, you can always say no to a trade, which is, part of the beauty of it. You can actually examine the pin before you decide to trade. And when we were talking about like the waffle print and things like that, I see that Sherry was talking to him. She's like, can we talk about Disney's QC? So I know that, the quality control on some of these pins sometimes it can be
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's some of them are really hard to tell, because we have bought pins directly from the park and the paint's often weird, or the waffle print isn't fully on the back evenly, or the edges are kind of rough. So I don't know what has been going on with them. I don't know what's been going on. I know a lot of people have gotten double boxes when they're doing mysteries, like the same exact box. 2
pins of the exact same in the mystery box.
I don't know what's going on with all of that.
That's crazy.
I don't know, but I think someone's getting a little lazy in the pin making departments. So, and they're not cheap, as we all know. So they got to get on it. I don't know,
but I still love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. Pins here. I'll also love them even if I struggle once in a while. With getting my pins and just trying to see what I get from Disney. But I don't know if it's happened to you. You guys have any of the DSSH pins, the Disney Studios for Hollywood pins, with the little. So I feel like those. You can't really judge the pin by their waffle print on those, because a lot of like pins that come straight from Disney, their waffle print is all messed up. Like the DSSA, a lot of them have borders, and I've learned that it might necessarily be a good telltale sign that it's a scrapper when it comes to those pins, just because it really comes down to someone got lazy when they were making that pin.
That's, I think like the best thing I can say, and I feel like I keep repeating myself, but it's if you're like, okay, I'm looking at a Windows of Magic pin, I really, really like it. You've got to do your research, make sure you know what the color is supposed to look like. Is it supposed to have this weird little dot on it or whatever? You know what I mean?
It's the smallest detail that makes it fake. And if you're, if your heart is set on getting an authentic pin, you just need to do your research and know what you're looking for.
I'm sure we have a couple scrappers on our board, guaranteed.
Oh,
but it's just like, but it's like,
But I like
if
it.
you like them, and I have a Pocahontas pin, I'm like 99.9% positive it's fake. But I'm like, when do you see Pocahontas? Like, never. She gets no love. So I'm just gonna So it just go with your heart. If your heart's telling you, don't trade it. You know what I mean? Like, there'll always be someone to trade with. If you're not feeling the trade, don't trade. It's that simple. And go on a ride.
Absolutely. But just like you said, I'm sure that I have some scrappers in my board, especially my Jessica Rabbit board, because I feel like there are a lot of Jessica Rabbit scrappers out there. My screen is going all crazy here. All right. That's why you saw me looking all over the place, because all these like windows came up. But yeah, Jessica Rabbit, I feel like, especially the DSSH Jessica Rabbit pins, there are a lot of counterfeits out there, and sometimes it's hard for me to tell which ones are, authentic. And then when you go on PinPix, that's a great tool to use. I don't have a PinPix profile, but I do use it as like my little kind of like a catalog, just to compare what I have to what other collectors have. But yeah, I'm sure that I have some scrappers, but like you said, as long as it's in my collection and I don't care, I mean, it's for me, it's whatever. But like we said earlier, if we think a pin might not be authentic, then we shouldn't be trading it, because it's not real. Or not real, but not like authentic or like them.
Right, yeah. And there's so many different things out there nowadays. People are making magnets out of them. People are making ornaments out of them. There's so many things, if you're like, but I like this, but I don't want to trade it, but I don't want it on my pin board. I mean, if you really like it and you don't want to throw it out, there's so many ways you can recycle it.
There's so many handmade, projects that you can make out of anything. And if you appreciate it, then that's all that matters. That's all I keep saying,
Yeah, absolutely. And, another thing that I would say, once you decide that you want to collect pins, you need to get either a lanyard or a pin book or a pin bag.
Yeah,
definitely. We started out with lanyards.
This just sitting right. This is our pin bag, actually, right here. Funny enough, just a little bag, and this is all you need. You know what I mean? It's
I'm going to put you full screen if you want to show everybody.
It's just, I got my pins in
all
here.
our traders are in there, ready to go whenever we go back. But we did start out with the lanyards, but for us, I think it became a little too bulky, especially with how many we had. And then just, I don't know, I felt like it was awkward trying to look and kind of examine everything. So I'm more of a bag or maybe a backpack person myself.
And I feel like it kind of depends on the pins. Like, if you're doing, like, if you have like a hidden Mickey, like a smaller pin, those I think are easier to display and have on a lanyard. But sometimes you have really big pins and it's like it's digging in my neck, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's just easier if you have a bag or a book or something. That's what I personally think. But I mean, lanyards are always cute too, so
yeah. I agree. I usually wear a lanyard, but lately I've been bringing like a little bag, because I feel like when you wear a lanyard around the park, it's easy to lose a pin from your lanyard. You guys have the locks that you can put on the back?
We've always talked about getting those too, and we actually never have.
Yeah, we just used the plain Mickey head black ones, and I think one of the pins that I don't even know when I got it. Maybe my aunt gave it to me when I was a little kid. But I have a pin with a locking back, and we can't get the locking back off for the life of us.
Does anyone in here know how to get them off? Because actually, you had a couple, and one we end up we were able to kind of tug at it enough, and it did come off. But another one, we broke it, which I was really upset about. I know we were so upset about it. I don't even remember which one it was, because clearly I didn't love it that much. But at the time, I really did love it, and I was really bummed because it was an older-ish pin.
Yeah, my first time going to Disney was when we moved to Florida, and when I was, packing to move, I found a pin, like 2 or 3 pins on a lanyard, and I'm like, what are these? Like, I had no idea at the time. And then when we figured it out, we were like, oh, these are pins. Let's put them on our board. And now we can't get them off. So we like the locking pins.
Yeah, I I was curious about this. So my chat froze on this side, so it's not letting me highlight comments on the screen. But I have it on my phone. And then Park Pioneer Joe is saying those locks are so good, but if you tie them on too tight, they bend the pin back. So that's what I'm like afraid of. So I haven't got any of these pin locks because I'm afraid I'm going to break a pin, or I won't be able to get it off.
Yeah. Do they come with like a key? Does anyone?
No. Yeah, I don't even know how they work.
Because are they like once they're on, they're on? Because that's the thing. It's like, what if I want it out of my lanyard, but then I want it on my pin board, but then I want it in a book, or you know what I mean? Like, if it's stuck forever, I don't know if I'd want to put one on.
Yeah, I haven't looked into them too much, but I don't know if they come with like some kind of like key or like a little, wrench or something on there. I've always kind of looked at them from like a distance, but I haven't really like. I wonder about them, but I think that's one of the reasons why I sometimes I get a little nervous when I have my lanyard at the park, because it's so easy to lose one of the Mickey rubber heads and then all of a sudden I'm missing a pin. But I also try to put pins on my lanyard that if I lose it. Well, it was a hidden Mickey, like I'm not gonna put like something that might upset me if I lose on my lanyard.
Right. That's why I'm always, they got to have the lock. Some of these people, they clearly wear them just to show off. But I'm like, oh my God, that's a limited edition of, $250 or whatever. Like, how are you wearing that? But they clearly love it and they just want to show it off a little bit. Right. Yeah, I would assume they have to have a lock on that. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, when I first started, I had limited edition pins on my lanyard. Like I had, the Spectrum Magic pins. They kind of look like the Piece of History pins. So I had one of those in my lanyard. And I think back to that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how was I walking around the park with basically a piece of history on my lanyard? Yeah.
It's now.
Yeah. But see, when you're new to pin trading, you make those kind of mistakes. Just like, you make the mistakes of buying scrappers or whatever. It's all a learning process. It's like all of us who have been pin trading for so long, so many people are like, gosh, you guys know everything. It's like, well, we've been doing it for 2 to 4 years. We don't clearly know, but a decent amount of time.
And we've made mistakes, and we learn from them.
You just learn. And like I said, I keep saying, but research the specific pins, research the sellers that you're buying from, make sure you know all of that kind of stuff. It's very important.
Yeah, especially like if you're kind of iffy about buying online and you are taking a vacation to Walt Disney World, look at the outlet stores. There's 2 of them that are within 30 minutes. Yeah, 2 of them which are in 30 minutes from the park, and they have pins as cheap as 99 cents sometimes.
99 cents before.
And you can buy, 5 of them, and there you go. You have 5 traders. It might not necessarily be something you like, but
again, how many times we've bought Star Wars pins for like $1.99? It's like someone's gonna love it. It's a big, nice, authentic pin. Some kid or big kid is gonna love it and put it in their collection, and I get to use it as a trader. It's the best of both worlds, really. Definitely the outlets. Character Warehouse, guys. Telling you.
Yes. I feel if you have a couple hours before you go into the parks, before your vacation starts, definitely hit that place up for some cheap souvenirs and clothing. And
they got ears, they got
plush.
Core, plush. Oh, it's literally the greatest place in the world.
Yes, I learned about Character Warehouse maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and you're totally right. You can get authentic Disney stuff, some stuff that is still at the parks for
yes.
Ears, you can get them for $8 a lot of the times. Pins, limited edition pins, you can get for about $6. Booster packs, you can also get highly discounted. And then, again, there's authentic Disney merchandise that you can get for like a really good deal. So definitely, if everybody's on chat, if you guys are going to go to Disney World anytime soon, definitely stop by the outlets. There's the one on the Orlando Premium Outlets on Violent. Is it Violent Avenue? They have one there. It's the other one on International Drive, I believe.
Yeah. There's one it's the way I differentiate them is there's one 5 minutes from Universal and there's one 5 minutes from downtown or Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's one closer by Universal and there's the outlets by Disney Springs.
And the one obviously by Disney we found is obviously we think it's the most busiest. It gets a little bit crazy. So sometimes like it will go and we'll look, and we almost always go to 2. Or
We go to both.
But yeah, that one's usually a little bit more crazy. So if you're looking, the Universal a little smaller too.
Yeah, the one by Universal is smaller, and they both have different items. So you can't just think that if it's at one, it'll be at the other, because you never know. They get stuff every day,
Mhm.
and if the one place doesn't have your shirt size, the other one. I mean, we've gotten jerseys there, like $25 jerseys. It's just like unbelievable. Or even like the Halloween party, how many times we've been like, we got that for full price and it's $6.99 here.
Yeah, if you are going around a special event or at the end of a special event and you weren't able to make it, go there for your Christmas and Halloween decor and
you run a marathon. They got all the stuff there. Pins there for the marathon, all kinds of stuff. Sorry, we're talking about Character Warehouse now, but it's the best. I mean, we love getting pins there.
Yes,
for sure.
Oh yeah. I agree. Last time we went, I got the thicker lanyards, not like the ones that are like an inch thick, the ones that are like thicker, for 99 cents at the outlets.
Wow.
So that's a great deal. And then it's a little off topic, but I feel like Character Warehouse prices have gone up a little more in the recent years, because I remember getting a crossbody Dooney and Berg Nightmare Before Christmas purse for $30 at the outlets.
Wow.
Right now, the cheapest you'll find is maybe 50% off, maybe 40% off, but $30 for a Dooney and Berg, it's
definitely harder. I mean, I think the more people talk about it on YouTube, I mean, they're just blowing up in general. I mean, we used to be able to walk in at 7:30 or whatever, 8 o'clock when they open, walk in, walk out. And now
there's a line.
You wait. You gotta. I mean, if you want to be first, you're gonna have to be there 2 hours early. That's just, you have to wait 2 hours early, which sounds insane, but you'd be amazed at some of the stuff you can get 2 hours if you're one of the first 50 or whatever it is to be in the store. So I think the more popular they're getting, the more prices are going up. But I mean, it's still
way better than
Disney.
Oh yeah.
Prices. But no, I agree, and especially, I mean, like the more popular Nightmare Before Christmas is so popular, so of course that like is so expensive in itself. Everything Nightmare Before Christmas, but yeah, I mean, they're still like my absolute favorite. I've gotten so many ears from there, and they're just I miss it so much. We actually went to a Disney store today, and the prices were still good. It was a Disney outlet store, but it's like, man, nothing beats the Character Warehouse.
Oh yeah.
That would be like $15. There is maybe $8, and it's like that would be like $4 at the outlets, which that's not a huge price difference. But some stuff, it's like that's still $20 in the outlets. That would have been $6 there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the mugs, there's like great deals on mugs when you go to the Character Warehouse. Like
I bring $5.
Yeah, I bring, and sometimes they have them for like $2 depending on the character. So I come back to work from vacation, everybody gets a mug, and I'm like a rock star.
Yep. Man, that's why I'm like, man, Christmases aren't going to be the same this year. I would buy all my family's Christmas presents there. You know what I mean? If I did box swaps, they'd go there because it's such good stuff. Everyone loves it. It's good, authentic stuff. It's good quality stuff, but it's just like, it's not going to be the same this Christmas. Sucks.
Yeah.
But it's the best place for souvenirs. Absolutely, hands down.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And I was kind of reading the chat on my phone because, again, I'm trying to see how to unfreeze my chat on StreamYard so I can highlight comments. But Mary from This Is Catheers is saying that the outlets are open. The website says closed, but that they are open, and that she got pins for $3.99 over at Character Warehouse, which is a great deal. It's cheaper than booster pack. If you find like a good booster pack, that's even cheaper. So. Yeah. Since we're talking about like where to get like pins and things like that. So for someone that's starting to get into pins and maybe they might live close to the parks, maybe not, what would you say is like the best way to get pins? Like where should they go? What should they do to obtain pins? I know we talked earlier about eBay, but like what would you say? Would you direct them to Shop Disney for a booster pack? Would you direct them to, certain eBay sellers? Would you direct them to like an Instagram seller? What would you tell someone, like where can they get their pins?
I mean, we already talked about Character Warehouse. That's like the number one on my list. But aside from that, I mean, I guess just it's doing research again. I mean,
Right.
there's certain eBay sellers that agree. I wish we had a specific.
Yeah, there's not a specific one that we buy from all the time. But one thing we say to stay away from are those 99-cent souvenir shops kind of on International Drive, because they either say a pin is a limited edition and it's not, and they mark up the price ridiculous, or they do have scrappers as well. But if you are looking for authentic and you're not necessarily going to the parks right away, Disney Springs is a good free alternative where you can start pin trading, because the cast members there do trade.
And it's free to go in, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay like the parks. So yeah, I mean, you could go there and get pins. Shop Disney. I mean, we all know, talk about quality control, how amazing they do at sending pins to us, right? They do such a great job packing them up, making sure they're in such great condition. They're awesome. But I mean, I really only have bought pins off of Shop Disney if there was some special release. But honestly, we were always buying them in the parks.
Right,
when we were
and
there, but
now what we notice is that Shop Disney lists a lot of the pins on their websites. However, most of them say in park only. So they show what's available, but they're not always there for purchase. So it's a hit or miss if you're looking for something, because not everything is available on Shop Disney. And if it is something you're really looking for and it's in park only, you're gonna be missing out.
They have the app for that, right? Excuse me, that can tell you. Did they have?
I'm not sure if it's still active, because I know they did some updates on the Disney Experience app, but you used to be able to kind of pick or what park you were going to be in, and the locations highlighted what store had the pin that you were looking for.
I mean, they even showed hotels. So if you looked at all the parks, you know, even like the Grand Floridian might have it. So we're getting off topic again.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah. So to answer the question, I mean, I think that's my biggest thing is like eBay or the Character Warehouse, or even sometimes there's good Instagram live sales. But again, you just want to do your research to make sure you're around people that have,
Yeah, if you have friends, friends that can vouch for the seller, because you don't necessarily know right off the bat if they're an authentic seller or a fair seller or whatnot. So if you have people that you can vouch for, we don't really have one in particular, because
I mean, we go on a bunch of them. But I mean, same even like Facebook, which I personally haven't, but I've had a couple of friends I know. I think it's Pinderelli. Someone can correct me. I think that's her name on Facebook, Pinderelli. I've heard she's amazing, and she does pins in bulk, and she does mystery packs and booster packs at a really good price. So something like that. Again, just doing your research, asking around who you think you can trust or know who has a good history,
And there are Facebook pin trading groups. If you don't have access to the park, you can join these groups and say, I'm in search of Hercules pins, and people will reach out to you with what they have, and you show them what you have to trade. And usually those pages and the admins on those pages are on top of making sure that everybody has fair trades, and that who you're interacting with is real, and we'll send you the pin and you won't get scammed. But
I love Surfer Girl's comment saying girl or boy, I'm sorry. No, you're a girl. Yeah, sorry. It says Surfer Girl. See, in my heart I knew that, but then I don't know what. Okay. Anyways, yes.
One pin.
I don't understand that. Especially when like they push like an Animal Kingdom,
the conservation
for all of that, and then they're like, oh, but here, let's use a tree to send one little pin. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sending this humongous box for one pin, and the pin is not even wrapped or anything. So you find the backer card, the pin, the Mickey rubber backing, everything is just like all over the box.
Yes.
But, something that I was thinking when you were talking about the pin groups on Facebook and things like that is that people can also get pickups. There's people that do pickups on these groups, and you can try to get, I guess, people's experiences and see who would someone recommend for a pickup, someone that has had, I guess, good reviews. So you can do that. I live in New Jersey, so I don't live close to the park. So before the limited edition pins were available in Shop Disney, I had a few people who I used for pickups. And I think that, one of the ways is just like you say, by joining some other groups, not only because you can find people that can do pickups for a reasonable amount of, a very reasonable amount, but also, you can, find out about, maybe pin sales on Instagram. You can find out about just upcoming pins, because the good thing about these pin groups, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, is that you can just get so much information from the groups, not just where to buy, but also what's coming. And you can probably set up a good amount of trades too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely need some help with pickups now that we don't live in Florida.
We for so long were the ones that were doing.
We were the pickup person,
and now it's like I have someone picking up some of the new wishable pins. Have you guys seen those? I'm like obsessed with them.
I need
the wishable. Have you seen the? You know what I'm talking about?
It's funny because Lizzie, my friend Lizzie from Lizzie in Disneyland, she was talking to me about the wishable pins too, and I'm like, I don't know if I've seen these pins. So I think I did see them. I don't quite remember, but I know that they are popular.
I'm like really excited about it. Like I didn't think I was going to be that much into wishables,
but those are some cute pins.
And of course there's Splash Mountain pins in there that all of the stuff aside, like I've fountain for a long time, and so it's probably going to be one of the last packs that have anything to do with Splash Mountain. But there's also Toy Story in there, and who else is in there? I can't even remember. Maybe Little Mermaid. I don't know. So I actually have someone picking it up, but it's just like, pins have gotten so expensive, and I hate that I don't have an annual pass holder discount anymore. Because it was $30 for that thing, and I'm like, man, I remember when it was $24.99. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So McDoris is they're asking you. They're saying, Britt and Liz, why did you leave Florida?
I received a job transfer that was a really great opportunity, and it would help me really advance my career. So we decided to move to Oregon, which is literally on the opposite side of the country. So
it was a very, very, very hard decision. We were like, wow, so we're literally going from Florida, and we lived like literally the coast of, sorry, I'm like blocking the coast of Florida, and we're literally now
on the coast of
farthest
Oregon.
You can get, it's crazy. But yeah, we end up transferring because of that. And the only thing that I said, okay, is because we're only like 18 hours away from Disneyland. Yes. So I was like, okay.
It's like
Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know you moved to Oregon. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was a big move. It was really big for us because we're originally from Illinois, and so we decided to move together to Florida to kind of live this Disney dream, which we had 5 wonderful, amazing years there. But we're talking that maybe we'll move back later in life. But right now, we kind of have to just go with what's best for our family, and so that was just taking an opportunity it was really a great opportunity. We couldn't pass it up. So, but we're hoping that this last October we got to experience Disneyland for the first time, and I loved it. I mean, Disney World will always be my home, but I'm really kind of excited to start exploring Disneyland. And they have talk about pins. Oh my gosh, they have like such cool special fancy pins at Disney World for whatever reason.
That's one thing that I never liked, was that Disney World or Disneyland had their own special releases, and there was no way to access it, and it was just so upsetting. But now we're here.
Now that you say that, did you see that they're going to have all of this 65th anniversary merchandise coming out next week for Disneyland?
No, I didn't hear that.
Ooh, all right. So I'm gonna try to share my screen. I tried it last week on a live, so let's see if it works. Let me know if you see the screen. I am going to share this one. Okay. Can you see it? All right. Let me scroll. Can you see the pins?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I can.
So let me scroll
Sorry,
back
I'm
up. So
speechless.
this
I'm here. I just can't talk.
so this is going to be an online merchandise event, and it's Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. So we're talking 1 p.m. Eastern, and so it's one of those. It's first come, first serve. So you have to click on that link right here at the time at 10 a.m. 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So you can try to get these pins. I mean, look at this Haunted Mansion pin is limited edition of 2000, 17.99.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Can I
yeah,
feel
no,
like
go ahead.
sorry.
Oh
See,
no,
and
you're good.
that's a $17.99, aka $45 plus.
On eBay.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and they're limited. You see, it's limited two per person. Then we have
Oh
this one,
my
Mickey and
gosh, that
Minnie.
jumbo.
oh,
Yes, it's $60. It's really pretty though. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be, it's a 2.5 inches by 6 inches, which is, pretty cool. But look at this jumbo though.
Oh my goodness. It's the whole park.
Yes, I mean it's $110, but it's amazing.
But that's
wow.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, look at those measurements. They're 5.5 inches by 7 inches. So that thing is gonna be pretty
That's
big.
that's
Um,
chunky.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty heavy too. And
I'm
then it
sure.
says that it comes with an easel on the back, so you could just kind of display it on your desk if you don't want to like put it on like a pin board. And not only pins, but look at all these other items they're gonna have. They're gonna have this limited edition coin because I mean people collect coins too.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna have a plush as well. And then they're gonna have the ear hat. And Brittany, I heard you talk about spirit jerseys. Wait until you see the one they're releasing.
Oh no.
These
No, I don't
ears are
have
really
Disneyland
pretty.
jerseys. I gotta get some Disneyland
We
jerseys.
do. We definitely do.
And then
Oh,
they're
I
gonna
love
have
puzzles. I would definitely do that puzzle.
and backpacks. And we're getting close to the spirit jersey. I think you're gonna like it because even I was like, you know what? I might need the spirit jersey.
I love that
And
color that
this
they're choosing. Well, like the blue that's kind of on a lot of the shirts and stuff. I like that blue. They have picked a nice color.
oh yeah. And
The Frog Prince one.
look at the jersey.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
I'll take 8 of them.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, you can't see it very well, but it looks like it's going to be sparkly.
Yes. All for the sparkles.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, I mean, that's coming on Tuesday.
Where did you find that information? We need to find
I
that
saw
link.
something. I saw something. But I like only partially read it because I was doing something. But isn't that like the same thing? But like there's a castle of some. Is that for Walt Disney World? What am I seeing? It's like some castle.
Yes, so there's so much that's going to be done now online. So this was for the 65th anniversary of Disneyland. They're gonna do this online release also of the Disney Castle collection that they had on Shop Disney. So they're gonna do kind of like it also like an online queue. It's called a merch, I think merch pass. So you're gonna be able to get in. I think it's on Monday, and then you can kind of put in for the items that you want. And it's gonna work kind of like a lottery type system, and then you're gonna get an email. They're gonna let you know which pins you're able to get. And then it seems like an early bird kind of thing. So I don't know if then the rest of the merchandise will be just available on the website. So I don't know. All of this is new. The pin event that was supposed to be in August in Epcot now is no longer going to be an in-person pin event. They're going to do it online. They actually just said that recently. I'm actually going to share the screen real quick. I have some special guests that I'm going to bring on the live in a few minutes. I have them backstage. But I want to show this this screen real quick. Let's see if we can try this a second time. And now, see.
It's only been 20 years.
Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Alrighty, so this is the pin event that I was telling you about. So this was supposed to be for the 20th anniversary of pin trading. It was originally supposed to be August 22nd to the 23rd, but instead Disney is going to do a virtual online event. They haven't announced the date just yet. They are going to be telling us that soon, but this is just, the new thing now. We're going to get all of these online releases just because it's kind of difficult to do all these things in person now. But
it's exciting, I guess.
I'm glad they didn't cancel it completely, that there's still an option for people to experience.
I wonder, did those people, are the people who did have tickets, Val, Singer Family Adventures, is this you were going to go to a pin event, I believe, right? I think she was going to go to one, and then, right? Am I getting her? I thought it was her, but I'm just wondering, like, if those people kind of, I feel like they should have kind of got like the first
special access.
Yeah, they should have been guaranteed to go into this. You know what I mean? I was just wondering if like maybe they emailed the people who already had tickets and then it had to get canceled. I don't know. I was just curious about that, but.
So I was gonna go to the pin event. I went to it last year when they did fairy tales, and then the year before when they did animation celebration, which is the same concept. So what was supposed to happen was that the tickets were supposed to go on sale sometime in April, but because of everything that happened, everything got kind of put on hold.
So haven't bought anything yet.
No, the other tickets never went on sale because Disney was closed. It was still up in the air whether it was gonna happen or not. It's funny that the dates for this pin event got announced back in February when I was in Disney for the pin trading night, and right then and there I booked my resort for August, which now I'm gonna need to end up canceling because the event's not happening. And also, here in Jersey, if I go to Florida, my job won't let me go back unless I quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah. All of our friends and family who are there, they've been saying that Florida's being what?
We have to come on to support you guys.
Yeah,
we have to be here.
We were like in the back,
we're like, there's our three friends out here. We have to support you people.
Aww. Well, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Welcome.
We just had a stressful live that was like, woo.
Yeah.
I was so wanting to be in there. I was stoked they were doing the fourth round. Yeah, it was Hollywood Studios. So what ended up? Can you guys tell us what it?
Tower of Terror, my favorite ride ever, ended up being the winner of.
Because not enough people went on Rise of the Resistance to get it forward.
I guess that's fair.
We rode it once. We were able to ride Rise of the Resistance once.
We got lucky.
I like Tower of Terror. You don't like Tower of Terror.
I just get scared. Let's show them sorry, I don't know what you. So this is so embarrassing to show. This is our picture from the first time we rode on it. And I don't know if you can make my cute face.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm saying an inappropriate. I had no idea that the picture was getting taken. And I was just kind of repeating it over and over again because I'm so scared.
Oh. Since because she wrote it, I told her I'd buy her a Tower.
That was the only way she got me on. She's like, if you go on, I'll get you a Tower of Terror pin. I was like, okay.
Pins, that'll make you do anything for pins.
For real. And then I found this frame. I was like, well, I may as well get this hideous picture of me. The first and only time I'll ever ride that ride. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one. I think it's cool, but I'm a scaredy cat, and as high as I went in that chair and I couldn't touch anything, I was just like, it was a bit rough for me.
Well, Brandon and Heidi, I'm so glad you guys can make it.
Yes,
thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. You guys want to introduce yourself, or our friends on the chat that might not know about It's Always Sunny? I'm going to make you guys full screen so that you can introduce yourself and talk about your channel.
So those who don't know, this is Heidi. I'm Brandon. We are from It's Always Sunny. We are located in Canada, so your northern neighbors if you're in America, or across the pond if you're somewhere else. but we just basically do unboxings and hauls. Pins. We're no pin experts like Brittany and Liz.
No, we just have fun with it.
We just have a good time with it. But yeah, so that's the kind of stuff we'll do. And yeah, we've loved doing this kind of thing so far. So thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And they're like the coolest people ever.
Yeah.
Oh, Brittany and Brittany and Liz, you know what's funny? I'm going to share one story.
Yeah.
Right? And it's pin related.
Uh-oh.
So, we 3 months ago wanted to maybe do YouTube, but weren't sure. And then we watched Brittany and Liz do Pin Trading Monthly, and we were obsessed, watching all the time. And then we said, you know what? We're gonna
order it. We're gonna try it out.
And film a
and
video.
That's how it all started.
It.
Our first official video that we actually intended to be on YouTube was that one.
Brittany and Liz and the Leftovers. Those two channels are making a special place in our heart.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you guys started it. I know I'd speak for everyone in the Disney community that you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
We are so glad that we can welcome you into this really fun community. You guys fit in perfect, and we just love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, with Brittany. I mean, you guys are awesome. And you guys have been doing YouTube for how long?
So we originally, on our channel, we posted videos maybe 8 months ago, but it was just our vlogs.
My birthday video, and then when we went to Disney, we wanted to kind of show people because some of our friends just were like, "Oh, you should videotape it when you go," and we're like, "Okay." And like Brandon's Nana watches it and stuff like that. And then 3 months ago, so our pin trading monthly video was kind of the first one where we were like, "Okay, we're gonna start posting," and then. After that, a few weeks ago is when we started posting twice a week and trying to be intentfully post.
I will say the best part about doing this and why we're thankful that we did it was meeting amazing people like you guys.
Yeah,
because that's what
it's so awesome.
We never thought it would happen.
And so many people in the chat. We love all too.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at cutting people off. I'm so sorry.
Go for it.
No, I agree. I mean, there's so many people that I'm these people I think are going to be around in our lives for a really long time.
Yeah. You create these connections with people, and you don't necessarily hang out with them face to face, but being able to talk and share your love of just something so amazing and so huge is really awesome.
Yeah. Well, and Brandon and I were literally just talking about it today. It's some of these people online are I'm closer with them than real people. I mean, you know what I mean? In your real life, it's wow, these people kind of know some more stuff than other people. That especially. I used to get picked on at work for loving Disney, and I'm like, it's not that crazy, you guys. I think you're the one with the problem, not me. Do I know a little too much information? Yes, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I just love that these people. It's not just they're just social media people that I talk to time to time. It's if I go a day without talking to somebody, it's what happened? This is my family, these are my friends. I actually talk to all of these people more than we even talk to our families on a day-to-day basis, which is saying something, but
they're all Disney family.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I agree. I mean, you form these bonds and these connections with, people that are, just from all over, the world, you guys are awesome. All of you guys are awesome, whether you're in Oregon, Canada. We have our awesome friends that are in the UK that were on the chat that, it's past 1 a.m. over there, but, they're you do make these connections. And again, it's things that my chat froze on StreamYard, so I can't highlight comments, but we have some comments on the chat. Jody and Laura is saying that, everybody's family. Surfer Girl was saying, yay, more pin fam. Pumpkin Pin Disney family. So it's true. You form these amazing friendships and connections with everybody. And like Brittany said, it's we talk to each other more than people that we see in person often, if that makes sense. It's definitely really, really awesome.
It's crazy. I will say one last thing. Full circle was when we actually started talking to Brittany and Liz. We were like, oh my gosh. And then when they said, you guys want to do a pin tag? And I was like, how crazy. We started things, and they want to do a pin tag with us. And we're like, so it's just amazing. Full circle. Yeah, so we would not be here. I mean that without you two. So thank you for what you guys do.
Well, things.
Thank
But
you.
you know, just I want you just to know that like your guys' success and all of like everything, like that's you guys. It's because you guys
It's good how
are
amazing you guys
amazing
are.
people. You're a good channel. You're entertaining. You're lovable. You have so many
Yes.
good characteristics that it's like that's all you guys. So I'm glad that we inspired you to start the channel, but your success and what your channel is that's all you guys. And I'm super jelly of that Tangled hat. I want one, and I wanted to say it's always sunny. So
like, okay, we're just gonna say this. We like because we hit 500 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway, and there may or not be something like that potentially in our giveaway.
oh, I didn't know that. That wasn't a plug for that. I didn't know that.
I don't know. So sorry to but no. So I'm glad you like that.
Well, that's awesome.
That's so exciting. I see Megan on the chat is saying, I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, that is so awesome. I mean, you guys, over 500 and, it's so awesome. And I'm pretty sure that I learned about your channel through Disney Dan, Brandon and Heidi. And then Brittany and Liz, I'm pretty sure I learned about you through Pin Tag. I want to say is when you guys did the Pin Trader tag.
Uh-huh.
So, you see, pins are bringing people together.
That's true.
Oh, that's awesome. Like, I met my best friend through pin. She's not a YouTuber, but she was hosting a pin sale. And because I'm a pin hoarder and I'm just buying pins all the time, I went on her pin sale and then I bought some stuff from her. And then we're just talking back and forth on Instagram, and she happened to be located in New Jersey also. And then, she's super awesome. And then she just became my bestie. And, it's kind of, and it's all because of pins.
It's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I mean, like it's, not to quote Walt Disney, but it started with a mouse. Who would have thought? And it's like there's so many other communities, obviously, aside from ours, that it's like it's just amazing that Walt created, everything that he created. Not even, he did it, for families and to just have fun and get away from the real world. But like, I don't think he even thought about how much
it's grown.
Well, but I was gonna say like that, how it helped develop relationships and get to know people, and some of these like the jobs are like some of these careers of these cast members are like the greatest job. I don't know. I'm just like it's just amazing how something so simple turned into amazing across the whole world that brings people together. A theme park and movies and I don't know. I think it's really cool.
It's almost like sports. But it's like its own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like sports have like your teams and your following, and it's like this is our sport like type of thing. It's like that you care so much about it from all over the world. It's like it's craziness, to be honest.
Well, I mean, even like what you guys just did with it's like, well, who's got the best ride and what's it called what's the thing with like the basketball
brackets?
Yeah, like when you do that. Yeah, I mean, we've literally made brackets for kids. Like movies. It's definitely, it's just something else, like you said, sports or whatever that you can just bond over. And then, of course, if you have anything else in common, that's just the cherry on top, which, we do all have so many things in common. So it's amazing. I love it. I'm so glad. Like, I don't regret at all starting a channel. Of course, it's nerve-wracking at first. And, you care about little things. But, like, I know I've talked to so many people on here. It's like at the end of the day, it's about just growing those relationships and learning more about yourself and other people and Disney, and it's just a fun environment.
Having fun, having a great time, and doing something you love and sharing it with everybody else.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, absolutely. I was reading some more of the comments on the chat. Park Pioneer says, I shout out life sales when someone gets a pin I wanted, the same as I shout at football.
Exactly.
So true.
I know, you gotta be quick, put that sold quick, be a fast typer, otherwise it's gone.
It's the same, exactly. That was the best comparison. Good job, Brandon. That was perfect.
That's one good idea. I don't have a lot of good ideas. That was a good one.
Absolutely. I was reading Megan's comment, and she says the relationships are the best part of having a channel. I agree. I think we can probably all agree on that, but I think that's the best thing I've gotten out of my channel. Just, the relationship, the friendships,
It's
Yeah.
I think it's like really interesting. Like even for us, like I think like my thing, like we kind of talked to Brittany like a little about this, but like in your life you have people who like you connect with, but then there's like a part like that's kind of missing that you maybe can't like fully bring out of yourselves. And I think with this whole community, like you can fully be yourself and like express everything about you, which is the coolest thing. Like not having to like if you walk in someone's house and they have pin boards around the whole room, it's like that's awesome. Whereas anybody else, you know,
what is on your wall?
Yeah.
So I think that's just really cool. It's like all common and you can just like fully be yourself. And if you're like like screaming at your screen about a live sale, it's like everybody knows that struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. And so I know that we're getting close to that hour and a half. So I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I would love to see what everybody's got coming up on their channel. If how about Liz and Brittany, what do you guys have coming up on your channel this week?
We were supposed to film today, and we lost. Well, okay, here's the thing. I blame you because we were like, okay, we're gonna get up, we're gonna be productive, we're gonna film, and then she was like, we should go to the Disney outlet.
It's open now.
And I was like, okay. So so we kind of got a little bit. But
we have a couple tags.
We have tags coming up. I don't know if it's gonna be like a full-on series. I keep starting all these series and it's like overwhelming myself. But I'm gonna start coming up soon. I'm gonna be having a Disney crafts series-ish. So like specifically like Dollar Tree stuff, because I have to spend my money on actual Disney stuff. So I don't want to like spend too much on decor. I mean, pins specifically as a Disney, but pins. So I'm gonna start doing some craft videos coming up, and I can't even think. I'm kind of crazy with my organization. Like my August schedule is already planned because I'm psychotic. So
it's good to know.
I'm starting to work on September. So like all of my videos are kind of like combining. So I can't even think about what's coming up like within the next week, but. We have a bunch of stuff. Our Pop in a Box videos coming up.
We got a new subscription service coming.
We're going to be getting a new subscription service. Yeah, it'll be fun. Lots of fun stuff.
Well, that's exciting. How about you guys, Brandon and Heidi? What do you guys have coming up on your channel?
So on Monday, we have our classic Pinmill Monday video. We do that every Monday. Yeah, we have to. And this one's going to be a Pinmail video, and we're actually going to be announcing like our giveaway on that to 500 subscribers. And then we have a really exciting video on Friday where we're it's like a tag, it's like a pin tag, but we're inviting people in our video and stuff. So spoiler alert, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So the whole premise is that we're taking our friends on a Disney World trip. But there's like kids associated, so Brittany and Liz will be there. They're going to be coming with us to Disney World. And we're also going to be doing a Q&A. So like in our Monday video, we're going to like announce the Q&A, so you can ask us any questions that you want, because we want people to get to know us maybe a bit more.
That'll be part of our giveaway. And then after that, we just have like unboxings. They're going to be coming, all the usual. We just have to fit it into our schedule.
We're the same as you. We write everything on the calendar through August as well. So
Good job. I have to. Like, I have it in my notes on my phone, but I also have a big, like, paper calendar that, what other kind of calendar would there be?
Like a desk calendar.
But you know what I mean? Like a big one, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, I have to write stuff down, otherwise I get overwhelmed. And then if I come up with an idea, like I'm already planning Halloween, y'all. Like I'm getting ready for Halloween. I'm so so I have to, otherwise I get overwhelmed and then I run out of time. And
Agreed.
So, gotta be organized for sure.
I agree. I try to be organized too. So like I do it old school. I have like this little notebook here, and I have all these notes, like all these like swaps and things I have going on, and I should probably put it somewhere else because I just look at it and I'm like, when I go like this, I'm like, I work so much. But I just need more than just one page. I should just broken it up a little bit. But so I try to get organized, but no, I'm excited also for Halloween. I'm definitely thinking Halloween already, and it's not even August. It's not even July 15 yet, but I'm already thinking Halloween too. So that's that. We have a couple Halloween collaborations in the works. Super excited about that. Also, I have the Gadgets and Gizmos of Plenty, which is a collaboration that Siskateers started. So basically, what we do is that we have a group of channels that shows a different collection every month. So I still have to film that video, so it'll be a surprise when it goes up on Monday. And just more pin videos. And then on Sundays, I am doing the Disney Collector Chat with Lizzie over at Lizzie in Disneyland. It's a stream that we do every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's a stream that we rotate. So tomorrow it's going to be on Lizzie's channel, and then next week it's going to be on my channel. And then now the Disney Pins Nightlife is a show that I'll be doing every second Saturday of the month, where we're going to be talking about a different Disney pin topic, and we're going to have different friends on each stream. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about?
I just want to say, thanks for having us come on at the end. We wanted to surprise you.
Thank you.
We wanted to surprise you guys because we have to come on a pin video because it's all like full circle that you guys are just the best. So if you haven't checked out Brittany and Liz, you have to. They're incredible and have inspired us to do this. I'll keep saying it every time. I'm going to tell them for the rest of our life.
Yeah,
they inspired us to do this thing.
Well, thank you. And make sure you guys go check out Brandon and Heidi because they literally are like, they're just everything.
They really are.
They seriously are. They're just everything. They're literally, I'm like so upset that they're like a billion miles away because I just want to go like get pizza with them and just like.
Funny? Heidi has always wanted to go to Oregon.
Because of Nike.
So
I'll come.
Because of Nike, she says. So
and because of you guys now.
Yeah,
but,
so now you guys too. So now we can come to Oregon.
Well,
there you go.
Right now we're in our Disney office. It's kind of a little crazy. Two are supposed to be coming soon, but so this is also a bedroom, and we also have a spare bedroom. So and like down the street, there's like a billion different hiking things, and there's a farm. So just come on over.
Don't go to
Nike. I'm all about
Nike.
We'll
go to Nike. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Sounds like you planned the trip. It's happening.
We'll discuss it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss it more.
It's
But
happening.
thank you. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just cheering you guys on. It's happening.
We definitely want it. That's what I was saying. Like that's the only part I think, aside from just missing Florida because of family and all that. I just miss being in the parks, but also like it was such an easy opportunity to meet people. People go on vacation, so it's kind of sad we don't have that anymore. But we're definitely gonna work things out with people because we want to. And I only went to Canada once in my life. And so I will.
And I've always wanted to go. I've never been. So,
hey, like we chatted earlier, you might be coming to Canada sooner than you think. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I love you guys, and
you too so much.
We're so glad that we were just able to meet all of you. And Melly Mel, I'm so excited that I got to meet you, and thank you for letting us be on this channel.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting us.
Live thing. It was fun.
Like, we have to do it. When you invited us, I was so excited.
No, it was so cool. Well, it's like, again, pins. I mean, because even the Disney community, not everyone in the Disney community is about pins. So it's like that's a whole separate like.
That's so true.
That's just one little sliver of the Disney community.
Yeah. So it's fun to hear.
Well, I'm so happy that that all of you guys could make it, and then I had to have you, both channels here. I mean, you did have this pin tag together, so I'm really happy that Brandon and Heidi were able to join us too. And thank you, all of you for accepting, my invitation. And like you said, the Disney pin community within YouTube is like just like a little slice of the pie, and I just get so excited every time I learn there's like a new channel that's into pins. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to be friends, It's one of those things that I'm really excited that I got to meet you guys, all of you through StreamYard, and this really excited. I'm really happy you guys accepted my invitation. Thank you so much for being here. And, thank you so much to everybody that's joined us tonight on the chat. I see we had some more new people join in. I see Big Disney fan is still here. Also, Mike Doris, thank you so much. Candy Mom, the Frog Prince, Mama J, thank you so much for joining us too. Park Pioneers, they're still here. Thank you guys. Pumpkin Queens, we have Pumpkin Pass. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us tonight. And if you got here a little late, definitely catch the replay so you can see everything that we talked about. And I hope that everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.